right, on your mark, get set, go. Here we go. We are talking operations on polynomials today. And so you can see that the first operation will be addition. And when we add polynomials, we do something called combine like terms. So notice that negative 9z squared and 2z squared are like terms. So I write negative 7z squared. Traditionally, you write the polynomial so that the powers are descending. So you start with the largest power and then you work your way down. I have 3z and negative 4z. Anybody 3z and negative 4z? Negative 1z. And then you have positive 2 and positive 8. That makes positive 10. All right, example 2. What's different about 2? Let's focus. What's different about 2? We got subtraction. When you have subtraction, you need to distribute the subtraction sign. So I have g squared plus 10g minus 4. Then what? Plus 4g squared. Plus 8g minus 6. So you got to distribute that negative all the way through. So I have g squared plus 4g squared is 5g squared. I have 10g and 8g. That makes 18g. Minus 10. So we just added and we subtracted. Let's now multiply. X minus 4 times x minus 2. X squared minus 2x. Then I move on to the negative 4. Very good. So it's minus 4x plus 8. So I have x squared minus 6x plus 8. You do number 4 on your own. Go. I have x squared minus 6x minus 7. Any questions? What's different about number 5? Yeah, we have some coefficients. Don't let that bother you. Just multiply just like you normally would. 2x times 3x is 6x squared. We have 2x times 1 is 2x. Negative 5 times 3x is negative 15x. And negative 5 times 1 is negative 5. Six x squared minus 13x minus 5. You try number 6 on your own. All right, we multiply 5 plus 10x minus 9x minus 18x squared. So if I write it in its, this largest term first, negative 18x squared, 10x and negative 9x make 1x, and plus 5. So that's what I have. Okay, so let's talk about where you make mistakes. Okay, so that was kind of review and what everybody knows. But number 7, a lot of people do this. They take 4x minus 5y squared and they write it as 16x squared plus 25y squared. Can everybody see why they do that? Why is it silly? Why do you do that? Because why? Well, let's explain a little bit better than that. What does it mean to square something? That means you multiply it by itself. Exactly. So if you square something, you take 4x plus 5y and you multiply it by 4x plus 5y. That's what it means to square something. You multiply it by itself. So 4x times 4x is 16x squared. 4x times 5y is 20xy. Then I move on to the 5y. The 5y times the 4x, that makes another 20xy. And then that 25y squared, which we saw before. When you square something, you're always going to end up with 2 in the middle that are the same. Notice when you add those together, we get 16x squared plus 20xy plus 25y squared. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Sorry. Stop laughing, Janessa. All right, x plus 2 cubed. Some people might write x cubed plus 8. Is that correct? No. We've got to do x plus 2 times x plus 2 times x plus 2. So I'm going to focus on those back two first. Notice the front one says x plus 2. I'll deal with that in a second. Well, if we've got x plus 2 times x plus 2, what does that multiply to? So it's nice if you can to just kind of add the middles together so you don't have to write it over and over again. And now when we multiply this out, the x has to multiply each term of the what we call the trinomial. And then the 2 multiplies each term of the binomial. So we've got x cubed plus 4x squared plus 4x. So I took the x times each one. What do you get after that? 2x squared plus 8x plus 8. So if we add all that together, we got the x cubed. How many x squareds? 6x squared. How many x's? 12x plus 8. This cake upside down. Okay. Let's talk about dividing. Okay, we heard the word hate already when it came to dividing. Let's try to make it easy for everybody. We take x minus 5 and divide it into x squared minus x minus 20. What do I multiply x by to get x squared? Just x. So I put that above the x's. Multiply that back through, and I get x squared minus 5x. Do you remember if I add or subtract here? I do subtract. So what's x squared minus x squared? 0. What is negative x minus negative 5x? This is where people make mistakes. Negative x minus negative 5x. Add the opposite. Yep, 4x. So now you drop down to minus 20. So you have a 2-term binomial just like that one is. And we start again. What do you multiply x by to get 4x? So I put the 4 above the 20 because it's a constant. I take that and I multiply back through. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 5 is
20.
When you subtract those, what are you going to get? 0. So your answer is x plus 4. Joshua Behrens, would you like an easier way to do that problem?
I mean, easier always helps.
Let's go. I'll show you easier. Ready for easier? What number do you plug in to make 0 right here? What number minus 5 is 0? 5. So you put a 5, you put a little box around it. Then you put the coefficients. The coefficient of x squared is 1. Then -1, then -20. Put a line with a little box there with an R for remainder. I'm holding. Start by taking the 1 and dropping it down. Now you multiply and add. 5 times 1? 5. Add. 4. Multiply. 20. Add. So that means you have no remainder. That means that 4 is your constant and 1 is your x term. So 1x plus 4, which is exactly what we have. Trust me, when you do the second time, you're going to say piece of cake upside down. It's called synthetic division. Trust me, you'll be okay. What number do you plug in to make 0 right there? So you put a 1 with a little box around it. No. There's no x squared. Got to throw in the 0. It's like if you get a paycheck. Let's say your paycheck was $1,023. Could they just cut you a check for $123? Kind of want that 0 as a placeholder, don't you? Probably quit. All right. So let's go through the process. You drop down the 1, then what? Multiply. Add. Multiply. Add. Multiply. Add. Look at how quick that was. This is your constant. This is your x. This is your x squared. So I got 1x squared plus x plus 2. If you take that divided by that, that's what you get.
Here's the front door.
You guys help me out. What number do I put out front? 2. What numbers do I put across the top? Got my setup. What do I do first? Drop the 1. Then? Whoa, 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 whoa. What'd you say 0 for? -4 plus 2 is -2. Then I multiply, I get -4. Then I add, I get -3. Then I multiply, I get -6. Then I add, and I get 0. So that's my constant, that's my x squared. So I got x squared minus 2x minus 3 is my result. All right, you're confused? Nope. All right, last one. What number goes up front? Numbers across the top.
3, 0.
You drop the 3. Multiply to get -3. Add to get -3. Multiply to get 3. Add to get 4. Multiply to get -4. Add to get 0. Constant x squared. So we got 3x squared minus 3x plus 4. That's the result. Synthetic division, piece of cake, upside down. However, if you would like to do long division instead, you are welcome to. That is your prerogative.